Next term of cloud computing is to be discussed is grid computing. Grid computing is referred as use of many interconnected computers to solve a problem through highly parallel computation. Web 2 is a standard and it is associated with cloud computing even though there are no intrinsic connections. Web 2 refers to a class of services platform for web-based collaborative communities that may be delivered in many different ways, while cloud computing refers to a means of delivering the service. And next standard of web is Web 3. Web 3 and cloud computing are interchangeable terms to describe the trend for dispensing with installing and running certain software programs and using the internet instead. क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग सिंस 1999 टू वेब 2। तो ये डिफरेंट जो टेक्नोलॉजीज़ हैं विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम जो इनेबल हुई क्लाउड के ऊपर, लाइक सेल्फ पब्लिशिंग, blogger.com, और यूट्यूब ने इसको blogger.com ने इसको इनेबल किया 1999 में। and YouTube is a type of this kind of service, that is self-publishing, 2005. Then metadata and feeds, RSS और 8 Atom 1999 और 2003 में इसको enable किया। इसके बाद collaboration है where we can collaborate to publish data, like platform we have Wikipedia and Google Docs. Then tagging, Dell.icio.us and Dig.com and Flickr. These were the companies those enabled tagging and now is a part of social networking sites. Ajax, used by Gmail, Google Maps in 2004 and 2005 respectively. Then we have Longtail service, which is used by Amazon in 1994, Google AdSense 2005. Then APIs जो टेक्नोलॉजी थी that was used by Yahoo, Gdata, Amazon, and now a lot more companies are using this type of technology. Even small scale companies are using APIs to develop their applications. Then aggregation, Google News, Google Reader, social services like LinkedIn, MySpace, Facebook, and lot more. Then we have microblogging, that is Twitter 2006 and Plurk in 2008. क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग में जो टर्मिनोलॉजी यूज होती है, लाइक ग्रिड कंप्यूटिंग. Grid computing is used to solve large problems with parallel computings. Made mainstream by Globus Alliance is a project where number of communities are participating to solve problems. Then utility computings, offering computing resources as a metered service, introduced in late 90s. तो metered service से मुराद ये है pay as you use, like other utility services like electricity or gas. Then software as a service. This is network-based subscription to applications. Gained momentum in 2001 and nowadays cloud computing. This is next generation internet computing, and we have next generation data centers to enable cloud computing. Now let's discuss data center and thin clients. Cloud computing is a modern, if not ultimate, form of server-based computing, where we have number of servers and they are providing us computing power, they are providing hosting, They are providing storage, memory, processing, and anything from the service models of the cloud computing. And the thin client technology has been used successfully for the last 20 years. Thin client is typically web-based desktop management and support system using HTTP or FTP, and as a result, the administration of the thin client infrastructure can be outsourced as a cloud service. With thin client and outsourcing IT to external service providers, client data are handled professionally and data availability is guaranteed. Now let's discuss data center classification. Data centers are classified based on their availability, based on their uptime and minimum downtime. Tier 1 data center. Tier 1 data centers are they provide single path for power and cooling distribution. Single path means only one source for power and cooling distributions. There is no redundancy for electricity, for cooling infrastructure, and even for components. And its expected availability of service is 99.671%. Next is Tier 2. Tier 2 data centers add redundant components to their design like n plus 1. If there are n servers, there will be one server to provide redundancy. It will improve availability, and expected availability will be 99.741% as compared to tier 1 data centers. There is slight increase in uptime of the tier 2 data centers. Next type of data centers are tier 3 data centers. Multiple power and cooling distribution path, but only one active path. There are paths, there are sources available to provide electric power and cooling system, but active path is one that will be used, and that path will be in service of data center. Tier 3 data centers have redundant components and are concurrently maintainable. That is, they provide redundancy even during maintenance, usually with an N plus 2 setup. Tier 2, 3 data centers are concurrent maintainable infrastructure, and its expected availability of service is 99.982%. And the most advanced and latest data center is tier 4 data centers. Meets or exceeds tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 requirements. And tier 4 data centers have two active power and cooling distribution paths. And they have redundant components in each path. Like they have two sources of electricity, they have two lines of WAPDA, or they have two plants of our cooling, and both are active. If one is gone, there is no problem to the data center, and it will operate on the secondary active path, and there will be no downtime. And tier 4 data centers are able to tolerate any single equipment failure without impacting the load. And their expected availability of service is 99.995%. Main components, hardware main components. Power is main component in a data center. We can provide power through uninterrupted power supply like UPS, and Power can also be supplied by PDUs, power distribution units, and there are also DPDU, distributed power distribution units, and we can select any of them according to the requirement and specification of the data centers. After power, there is cooling requirement. This is also a main component of data center. CRAC या CRAC, computer room air conditioning is required. Computer room air conditioning provide the monitoring of humidity level and temperature level of the room. Then there is option of free cooling, that is heat exchange using water. To achieve free cooling within chiller plant, a free cooling water coil is usually fitted adjacent to the DX coil. The chiller monitor external ambient temperature, and once this falls below the return water temperature, the water is diverted to the free cooling coils in order to reduce or remove the mechanical cooling requirements. And how we can compute the efficiency of any data center? The amount of computational work performed divided by the total energy used in the process is the efficiency of any data center or machine. This is a distribution of energy in a data center where UPS consumes 18% of the energy. Chillers consume 33% of the energy. Computer room air conditioning consume 9%. Humidifier like IT equipment consumes 30%. And lightning 1%. Transformers, switchgear, they require 1%. And PDU consume 5% of the energy.